The word to Alexandra, who will officially open this conference.
Thank you, Andrea. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on behalf of the European Commission to this third annual ELRC conference. I would like to welcome you on behalf of the European Commission and thank you for making the time and for your efforts to attending this event. And I also would like to thank the ELRC Consortium for all the work that went into preparing a very interesting, I think, agenda, which will keep us engaged over the next 1.5 days. European Language Resource Coordination is an ambitious endeavor, an ambitious initiative launched by the EC in all EU member states and the countries associated to the Connecting Europe Facility program. The ambitious goals of the ELRC include improving the availability and simplifying access to language resources, in particular those held and produced by public administrations, reaching out and raising awareness among public administrations about the value of these resources, in particular the parallel corpora, and encouraging those stakeholders to share the language resources, encouraging them to make them available to the European Commission for improving the machine translation service that we offer to public administrations, but also, if possible, to encourage them to make them available to wider user base in line with the open data policy and the directive on public sector information. European Language Resource Coordination is supported from the Connecting Europe Facility program, and it is key, and I mean it, key for developing the automated translation building block supported in this program. The goal and vision behind CEF automated translation is to enable multilingual public online services. We want to make it easier for public administrations in Europe to communicate across the language barrier, and we want to make it easier for citizens and for businesses to use public online services in the languages of their choice. And language technologies, and machine translation in particular, are key to realizing this vision. European Language Resource Coordination is key for further development of the CEF e-translation machine translation service offered by the Commission to the national public administrations, but it also supports the development of automated translation technologies and services by others. Many of the language resources coming from public administrations fall into the scope of the Directive on Public Sector Information. And those data sets, we believe they can and they should be used, they should be made available, for example, on the open data portals, so that they can be used by other developers of automated translation solutions and services who can serve a wider user base. Since the launch of European Language Resource Coordination in April 2015, we achieved quite a lot. Over the last 2.5 years, we have successfully established a network, a functioning network of language resource stakeholders in all countries. We are working together with engaged national anchor points, very engaged people who support the ELRC activities and the message in their countries. And many of them are present here today, and I would like to thank you all for the work that you are doing, passing the message in your countries, organizing the national workshops, and assisting national stakeholders on technical and legal matters related to language resources. As a result of this work, valuable data sets have been made available to the Commission already for further development of the service. A first batch, we say, of language resources, over 200, was delivered in April this year, and the colleagues from DGT have already used some of those data sets to build better machine translation engines for some language pairs. New data sets are being supplied to the ELRC repository regularly, and the ELRC share repository is developing into a very useful tool and infrastructure for language data sharing. A lot of work is going on behind the scenes, cleaning and processing the data sets and making them ready for training and customizing machine translation engines. Also checking the legal status of the data sets and making sure that they can be used is an important aspect of the work carried out in the framework of the ELRC. This year has also seen the launch of the first 6 collaborative projects supported under CEF automated translation. These projects are aimed to further increase the amounts of data available to CEF automated translation and to integrate CEF e-translation and other mature language technologies in public online services. And I am very happy to see that all 6 projects are represented in the conference agenda, either in the arena of opportunities today or tomorrow in the plenary session. And I would like to warmly welcome representatives of these projects to this conference, and I am looking forward to discussing with you how we can work together towards implementing the vision behind CEF automated translation. And finally, a very important milestone we have reached in 2017 is the launch of the e-translation service. Over the last years, the colleagues in DGT have worked hard to scale up and improve the existing MT@EC service. Since July, there is an improved e-translation service available to information system owners who can integrate a faster and an improved machine translation service into their online services. And as of the 15th November, which is next Wednesday, individual users, including national public administration users, will be able to access e-translation service through a website and submit documents in Word or Excel for translation. So the first 2 years of the European Language Resource Coordination have shown some very encouraging results as regards language resources sharing and working together with national public administrations and other stakeholders in the member states. But at the same time, some challenges became evident. Those who want to share language data often require the official permission of their superiors. There is the question of resources needed for processing the data before it can be shared. Then further processing is needed before data can be used for training automated translation systems. There are the general legal concerns, but also actual legal issues such as privacy or confidentiality or the necessity to anonymize data. Also, the translation processes in public administrations vary among the member states, and this impacts the availability and format of language resources. We need to work together to address these challenges. As you know, or I'm telling you, we have started a second round of national workshops to further raise awareness of the importance of the language resources and to spread good data management practices. Since the beginning of this year, we have introduced some new measures, such as on-site assistance, for example, to help those who wish to share data. We are continuing to offer support for collaborative projects with the aim to increase the amount of data available for e-translation, for training automated translation solutions. Many challenges can be solved through providing central support, advice, tools, and services to data holders. However, we also need to convince and involve the policy level and the decision makers on the national level to increase the impact of the European Language Resource Coordination Initiative. And this is particularly important for ensuring the sustainability of the language data sharing in future. This event is the third conference since the European Language Resource Coordination was launched in April 2015. The first conference took place in Riga in 2015 and marked the start of the initiative. In autumn last year, 2016, we met here in Brussels to deepen the dialogue with the national stakeholders and in particular to discuss the benefits and possibilities offered by machine translation for public online services and public administrations, and also to better understand the needs that public online services and public administrations have as regards multilingualism. Today and tomorrow, we will discuss these 2 points again. However, this year, a specific focus on the sustainability of data sharing has been added. We need to reflect on how to best ensure a sustainable data supply across Europe in the long term. Or we need to start reflecting on this. I hope that today and tomorrow will bring us one step further towards implementing the vision of multilingual public online services and connecting Europe across its many languages. I wish you a successful event. Thank you.